What does healing mean to me? It is a very personal question. It's an inner journey. I find it, for myself, I find it to be connecting with some of my ancestral lineage, connecting with what flows in me, what feels out of balance, what I am searching for, the need, the urgency to find my truth, to find equanimity in the world I live in. That's why I say it's personal. I have entered a healing portal in the past 4 years, a very concentrated portal, doing hypnotherapy, learning to work with groups, witnessing large groups doing their personal work in group, being witnessed. And I've seen so much healing. I've been brought to tears, constantly, just in the sense of having something lifted off of me, having this anxiety, this question, this disconnection lifted off, allowing me to settle in a cleaner sense of body, sense of self. That's a pretty long answer. Healing can be so many things. For me personally, it is coming into recognition with my deeper self, which I believe is a child of God, is a one of many on the planet organisms, reflection of God, manifestation of all that is. When I say God, I believe it to be the energy underlying everything. What gives creation, what is creation, what manifests in our world as matter. I think it's in everything, and I think healing is aligning to that truer nature. For me, aligning to the connection that I have with everything. Karmic, dharmic, pain, the conflict that's going on in the world. It's got my head in a very tight spot. Healing to me means connecting deeper than that, deeper than what is on the surface. This world feels so upside down to me right now. And I am in kind of a deep questioning as to whether I believe in that, whether I buy into that. Because I've had a very spiritual experience. I've had lots of spiritual experiences, but I've had one above all. I had a near-death experience, and I had the most profound healing in a universal sense, in learning what I believe to be my true essence, my true, what's available to me on the planet, which is that I can do anything I want, that I'm free to experience my life unfolding, seeking whatever is driving me, but also knowing that at that end goal, I'm going to be safe. I'm going to go into a place of love and care, that I will be cared for. So healing for me is the unraveling of all the distress, of all that fear and anxiety, as I find what does resonate with me, to be a deeper connection, a sense of purpose, a sense of peace, and wanting to not carry regret. One of the biggest parts of my experience, near death experience, was being told that all of this is going to pass in the flash of, it's I'll be back here. She said, my angel said, you'll be back here in no time. You want to live life to the fullest. You want to do all of your dreams. You have a get out of jail free card. You don't want to end up back here not having done those things. You don't, because you will be back here before you know it. You will be in the waiting room, kind of getting an interview before you go into the doctor's office. Quite a metaphor. And I want to soak that up, the healing journey I've been on is to actually acknowledge that that is happening, that with some curves in the road and some bumps, I'm learning to trust that my soul is guiding me, that I have a right to exist, that I have a right to be messy, and that a lot of the stuff in my head that causes anxiety and conflict has been taught, that it is an ancestral wound that I carry. More, it is ancestral healing that I seek. And so for me, it is tying a bunch of threads together that I've carried my whole life that I haven't really resonated with, that have caused disease in my body. And it's allowing those threads to slough off or get cleansed, to get my shiny self, which is much quieter in my head. It's much more easeful, and it's got a real sense of purpose that I understand much more. Whether or not I understand my ultimate purpose, like whether I'm going to write the great American novel or this or that, or lead the revolution, no. It's a sense of that I'm kind of doing the right thing, and that I can check in with my body, to check in at any point as to where I am on my kind of my flow. It's a lot some days, but most of that is releasing things that are outdated, that I followed, threads I followed on my journey to get to a point of releasing them and what's no longer serving me. So if I can ask, on a daily basis, how am I checking in with my body? How's my anxiety level? Is a rumination going on? Can I connect to a deeper truth, which I believe that we're all here together trying to figure out what we do as material creations, as expressions of the Godhead, which is the unification of everything, which is all of the energy together with love. I do believe it to be love. I believe it to be beneficial, beneficent. So on that journey, am I willing to let this stuff go? Am I willing to let the pain go that I carry? The association, the projection onto the world, projecting my own wounds onto the world. Oh, they did this, they did that. That's why, it breaks my heart. I keep watching the news. I'm like, why am I doing that? And I have you know, not a healthy curiosity, but it's because I want to know something good is happening. I want to know there's a breakthrough. Or on the negative side, I want to know that this is happening so it can hurry up and happen so we can get past this into the healing part, which would be us going, wow, we're so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for all of that. I'm so sorry for all the discomfort and pain I've added to the world. But I can only heal that through my own inner acknowledgement that I don't need this. I can let this go, that I can realign. It's a reattunement to a higher vibration, really. There, is that good? Does that answer your question in a nutshell? I've found healing, walking through my past, reconnecting with my past with some perspective, a full revolution, many revolutions around what was traumatic to me at that time, understanding it more now as I revisit, having compassion for the me I was, for the struggling addict, alcoholic that I was, who caused wreckage in the world, who had a break with my family, who's still trying to heal my family, which is generational trauma passed out. So My truer family I connect with on the pathway. Um, but I see it everywhere in everybody. And I have that compassion for everyone, which I have to sew back into my own self. Like, can I take this in my body and keep my body calm? Can I check in? Can I center with myself for my own personal healing right now? Can I let go of things that aren't serving? And, the idea that I'm going to feel good at all times, or that I get to a shiny place and everything is good, and now I go see the doctor. It's more about having peace with what where I've been, the good, the bad, the painful. I connect with that grief a lot. That for me, acknowledging that it was hard is very healing. To go back into my past and connect with those friends, with those people who've been on the journey, who I've shared love with and beauty and joy, is healing, because we're able to see each other now and acknowledge this journey, that how righteous and incredible it's been. It's been an incredible time. I'm so grateful. So to align back to that sense of purpose, how can I do it on an individual basis with people I connect with, and to get it out of my own idea of what they might need, to be able to tune in, to hear it from their own voice in conversation, coming out through their intuition, through their subconscious, about what they might need, and to help, because I've learned a lot about myself and how this stuff works. That I believe this healing is just right there at all times, trying to connect with us. And it's alignment. It's not that I've chosen wrongly and made a mistake. It's that I've chosen wrongly and I can choose again, which for me, you know, I need to get past this whole thing in my head that there's this ego and I've done something wrong, and I've got to fix that. Really, I've just got to keep moving forward, because that's the direction we go in life. Having some daily connection with the outside world, with the natural world, rather, in whatever state that's in. Urban, connecting with the stone and mortar and the buildings and the trees and the histories that have been there, to find that thread of love and compassion and family and continuance. Connecting with nature, really to listen to nature. Nature already knows what it's doing. To become to allow myself back into the fold of nature, to realize, oh, I'm the sore thumb. Can I just calm that down, so that I feel more peace, in my body. Yeah. Long answer. It could go on forever. Yeah. So, it's a very personal journey. For me, it's a journey of discovery, which will continue to expand, and that expansion can get calmer and sweeter and clearer as I let it in, as I broaden my aperture. That stuff can come in easier. Yeah. And I also, this idea that I'm here to help other people, or that I can help other people, there's a lot of projection in that too. And I think people generally want to connect with each other and want to share. And so enriching each other's experience, or enriching each other's acknowledgement of their own stuff, so that I can witness their healing, is just a beautiful thing. It gives me a lot of hope in the world. Yeah. Yeah. I'm constantly amazed at what comes into a day. The synchronicity of where my mind uh, goes naturally, where my subconscious goes, things I see in my head, dreams, to then what shows up in the day. I had this briefest glimpse of a friend in a dream state as I was starting to wake up this morning, where the image of a friend of mine, somebody who's learning to training to be a hypnotherapist, very raucous, kind of big, butchy girl, loud, big girl, just yelling at me and hey Ripley, and that was it. Just I barely even, you know, acknowledged it or saw it. And then there's a text from her. We're trading sessions. So she's like, I'm ready now, So it was her connecting with me, in that energy. And if I can have my head be clearer and more open and calmer, then I can tune into those synchronicities more. That's kind of a discovery process I'm on right now, you know. And that's that angel telling me to dig into life, to do, to question what I'm doing so that I can do what I want to do more. You know, how do I know I'm on the path? You know, I asked for God to show me during the day, to show up however God shows up, often through people, you know. It's like I need a breadcrumb. Sometimes that breadcrumb is just going to be quiet during the day, just to do some repose, do some relaxation. Don't try to push myself. Oh, I got to hurry up and get stuff done. If I can get myself calmer, a lot more will get done, you know.